You feel as though an unseen weight is gradually drawing you into the bog with each step. You are drawn further in the more you struggle. Initially simply reaching your ankles, this weight progressively increases to your knees, neck, and finally even makes breathing difficult. Your once free self that used to run and walk is now only a shadow, a silhouette that will soon vanish into the marsh. If you fit this description, you are fighting a spiritual battle and are surrounded by narcissists who take advantage of you. The chosen one's light is what the narcissist's ravenous ego feeds on. Since it exposes the darkness they are making such an effort to conceal, they attempt to put it out. Watch the entire video and repeat it to absorb the energy if you wish to drive out this darkness. The chosen one's price for this spiritual struggle is a weariness that never goes away. The sense that they are up against something far more powerful than hurtful speech. Everything is initially veiled in a captivating delusion. You are surrounded by an alluring charm, sincere grins, and commendations that seem sincere. However, this disguise is just the first trap. There is more to you than meets the eye, according to the narcissist. They feel the chosen one's inner strength, that spiritual spark that sets you apart and binds you to something more. This is the very flame they seek to put out, to take away your brightness, to take your life force. The narcissist drains the chosen one's energy with a sinister, even supernatural power. Have you ever questioned why you feel so exhausted around some individuals, as though something is dragging you down and making every thought and movement seem like a tremendous struggle? Narcissists take advantage of your uncertainty and your hopelessness. They drive you into a condition of mental anarchy where your own senses turn against you. The world warps reality, breaks it apart, and you start to question your sanity and your recollections, distancing the chosen one from their own essence. Distancing you from your inner strength allows them to win, and they want you to think that you can no longer trust yourself. For them, every doubt that is sown is a success and a step closer to complete control. With them, nothing happens by chance. Every movement and every pause is carefully planned. They are fully aware of your weaknesses, where to strike, and which wounds are still open. The fact that they do all of this while grinning only adds to its perverseness. They pose as lambs, but they are hungry wolves that are prepared to eat away at any semblance of your self-worth. The chosen ones can be harmed by the narcissist without having to yell. With the accuracy of a sharp razor, they use words to cut deeply into your anxieties and cause you to doubt everything you think you are. And as you fight to keep the peace, they set up turmoil, flip the story, and play the victim, all to distance themselves from you, to make you think that you are the issue when, in fact, the true conflict is with the destructive force they unleash on your spirit. You start to doubt who you are because it feels like a shadow is engulfing you and smothering your light. An unseen power pulls you back and keeps you in this destructive dance, despite your best efforts to set boundaries and distance yourself. Furthermore, this power is spiritual in nature rather than merely emotional, because this fight is about energy, about the conflict between light and darkness, between who you are and who they want you to be. A damaged, weakened version fashioned by pain and control, rather than merely harsh words or cold tactics. They envelop the chosen one in a mist of uncertainties and anxieties, and every effort to break free appears to merely pull you farther down into this pit. True chaos architects are narcissists. They painstakingly craft each layer of manipulation, concealing their true motivations behind loving and attentive gestures. However, they also devastate your reality, causing you to become lost in a maze of false promises and lies. In order to keep you stuck and give you the impression that you are the problem, they surround the selected one with subtly critical remarks, continuously devalue them, and when you eventually react, they accuse you of being the aggressor. You start to question your own sanity, your ability to discern the truth, and yourself in the middle of all this turmoil. The best way for a narcissist to manipulate their victim is to make them feel that they are to fault for all issues, disagreements, and crises. They do it so well that you begin to feel this shame as though it were your own. You find yourself apologizing, trying to make things right, and trying to improve all the time. It's never enough though, because no matter how hard you work or how much you try, they'll always find a new flaw, a new excuse to criticize or denigrate you. Because you are unable to recognize the true situation while you are caught in a vicious cycle of self-criticism, they want the chosen one to feel small, guilty, and worthless. You are unable to see that the one who controls, manipulates, and destroys you is the true offender. The narcissist's assault is a genuine spiritual conflict rather than merely an emotional one. They are envious when they see your strength and brightness. They try to put out this light to make you feel that you are unimportant, that you don't deserve happiness, and that you will never be enough because they can't stand to see someone so connected and content with themselves, but realize that you were never the issue. Since they know they will never have what you have, they assault because they sense the chosen one's might. It consumes them because they lack access to that inner light and spiritual connection. They want to eliminate anything that continuously reminds them of their own shortcomings and ruin what they cannot have. The sensation of being exhausted is terrible and genuine. Every time you engage with them, it seems like a tiny bit of your happiness and tranquility is being taken away from you. You are being drained spiritually, vampire dark, and everything positive from you, leaving only a shell of your former self. That is precisely what is taking place. When you notice it, you're so worn out and disoriented that you're unable to respond. However, there is still time. The selected one must first realize that you are not on equal footing and that this conflict is unfair. They spend their entire lives training to destroy, while you shine. Even if it is weaker, your light is stronger than any darkness they might bring. In this struggle, the chosen one is not fighting alone. This is something that many people have experienced and continue to experience, and you can escape in spite of all the suffering and uncertainty. However, you must realize that this fight is genuine, and that these individuals are attempting to ruin your spirituality in addition to causing you pain. They wish to witness the chosen one in a state of brokenness, despair, and darkness. But you can't let that happen. Your essence and spirit are far more powerful than any poison they can extract. You can win, even though it might feel impossible right now. Since you have always been stronger than they are, you may reclaim your strength, your light, and your tranquility, and it is the reality they are so afraid of. Although it's difficult to accept, you begin to see the indications. How is it possible for someone who claims to love and appreciate you to be the one who causes you the most pain? Although the dissonance is severe, narcissists actually possess rather than love. Their goal is to subjugate you, take your essence, and deplete you until nothing remains, and they throw you away without regret, as though you never meant anything, when there is nothing left to steal. Although the chosen one's suffering is unbearable, it is evidence that you possess a soul, something they will never have. When the selected one tries to escape, the conflict gets more intense. You feel as though an unseen force is attempting to shackle you. They become more aggressive when they sense your desire to flee and fear losing control. Unexpected phone calls, intrusive messages, and deceptive promises of change are all meant to drag you back and re-ensnare you in a destructive cycle. And frequently, the loneliness is so awful that you think about giving in. But keep in mind that this is war, not love. The battle is against the evil forces that narcissists channel, as well as against them. They serve as entry points for bad energy, depleting your energy and clouding your spiritual perspective. There are moments when the chosen one feels as though they are up against something far more powerful than themselves. In actuality, narcissists are experts at fostering poisonous atmospheres where your spirit feels stifled and where faith and hope seem to gradually fade away like mist at morning. You experience emotional perplexity, mental tiredness, and physical pain. It is comparable to being stuck in a maze with no way out. However, be aware that knowledge is the first step towards a solution. Know the signs. Recognize that this discomfort is a warning rather than a punishment. Your spirit is wailing for freedom and safety. The selected one is not alone in the genuine spiritual war. No matter what obstacles they try to put in your way, your inner power will overcome them. Like an ever-present shadow, doubt descends. You start to doubt whether you're sane. Am I the issue? Am I being overly dramatic? They sow these doubtful seeds and nurture them with deceptive tactics until you begin to feel that you are truly to blame. Making you doubt yourself, devalue yourself, and keep quiet is the narcissist's most potent tool. Don't be duped, though. This is a technique used in combat. To win the war, the chosen one must first recognize it. Since it's easy to close your eyes, act as though nothing is wrong, and think that the issue is only temporary. Admitting that you are engaged in a spiritual battle and that this person is attempting to kill your light is already an act of courage, but your essence and soul are on the line. Even if facing this reality is unpleasant, it is the only way to start the process of self-liberation. No one is better at manipulating others than narcissists. They take advantage of the flaws of the chosen ones, twisting your words, controlling your feelings, and making you feel bad about things you didn't even do. They mislead you, make you feel insignificant, and distort reality. They are the experts of deception, and you are the piece in their cruel game. However, you are far more powerful than you realize. Thus, you are not a pawn. Their resistance grows as you begin to understand what's going on. They will attempt to intimidate, embarrass, and silence you because they are most afraid of being exposed, of you seeing the truth, of you learning the truth about them. They cannot tolerate you escaping their grip or the chosen one reclaiming their position of authority. Thus, they intensify their attacks and employ more twisted strategies. But that's when you need to be stronger. Before continuing, if the journey of being a chosen one has been difficult and lonely, our ebook may hold the answers you are looking for. It is a practical guide to help you understand your gifts, overcome challenges, and connect with your greater mission. Additionally, you will have access to our Discord community, where you will not be alone. This is a safe space for you to connect with other chosen ones who understand what you are going through and will offer genuine support. For more information, the link is in the first pinned comment. Manipulation goes beyond words. It reaches the soul. You find yourself trapped in a cycle of emotional dependence where every gesture, every word from them entangles you further. They know how to keep the chosen captive, seducing you with false promises, trapping you with memories of good moments, and you cling to those crumbs, hoping everything will go back to how it was before. But the truth is that nothing was real. They create an illusion, and you get lost in it. You feel small, as if you were shrinking within yourself. It's as if your light is slowly fading away. But that feeling of exhaustion, of emptiness, is a reflection of the spiritual battle you are fighting. The soul of the chosen one is struggling to break free, to emerge from the shadows. And this struggle is intense, painful, but necessary, because every time you rise, every time you resist, you strengthen your essence. There are moments when all you want is to give up. It seems like the pain is too much, that the confusion is unbearable. But that's exactly what they want. They want to see you broken, defeated, so they can feel powerful. But you can't allow that, because despite all the darkness, the chosen one still shines. Your light is still there, waiting to be reignited. And every step you take towards truth, towards freedom, is an act of resistance, of courage. They are experts at creating emotional traps. Every time you try to pull away, they drag you back. They use your words against you, rewrite history to make you doubt what happened. It's a vicious cycle, an invisible prison that seems impossible to break. But the key to freedom is within you. It's in your courage to face the truth, to confront the pain, to stand up and say enough. The pain you feel is not just yours. It resonates in the souls of so many others who have gone through this, who are still trapped in this cycle of abuse and manipulation. Your struggle is not in vain. Every step the chosen one takes towards freedom is a beacon for those still lost in the darkness. You are stronger than you think, and your strength is not just yours. It inspires, it guides, it lights the way for others. You begin to realize that this fight is much deeper than you imagined. It's not just a battle against a narcissist. It's a battle against the darkness they bring, against the shadows that try to envelop you, silence you, destroy you. And this realization changes everything, because you begin to understand that as painful as this struggle is, it is necessary. It is a purification, an awakening, a profound transformation. The chosen one's spiritual war is not one fought through physical strength or emotional endurance alone. It requires something deeper, the reconnection with your essence, with your inner light. It is a process of healing, of reclaiming your true identity. And it starts with recognizing who you really are, the power you carry, the light that still shines within you even when everything seems lost. This is your greatest weapon, the awareness of your own strength. The narcissist's manipulation is so subtle that you don't even realize how much you are being controlled. They distort reality, make you question every step, every word, and doubt begins to erode your confidence, making you feel smaller and more powerless. But understand, this doubt is not yours. It was planted. It's a tool of control, a way to keep you captive, imprisoned. And when you recognize this, you begin to regain your power, because the truth is that the chosen one always knew what was happening. You just needed to believe in yourself again. The pain is deep, but it is also a call to transformation. You feel as if you are losing control of your own life, as if every time you try to escape, something pulls you back into the darkness. But remember, you are not just a spectator in this battle. You are a warrior. Every tear, every moment of despair is a step towards your own liberation, because this pain is cleansing everything that does not belong to you, everything that was placed on you to limit you, to make you forget who you really are. Narcissists have an almost hypnotic ability to make the chosen one feel guilty for things they never did. They blame you for their failures, for their problems, for the darkness they carry, and you, with your sensitive heart, absorb this guilt as if it were your own. But it is not. They project their own shadows, their own flaws onto you, because they cannot deal with their own darkness. True liberation begins when you stop accepting this burden. It is not your responsibility to carry the weight of their shadows. You wonder why all of this is happening to you. It seems unfair, unbearable, as if you were paying too high a price for being who you are. But the truth is that this struggle, as cruel as it may seem, is shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you for something much greater. Because narcissists do not attack ordinary people. They attack those who carry a special light, an inner strength that threatens their very existence. They sense your light, your connection to something greater, and it fills them with hatred and envy. But it also means you are powerful. The chosen one is strong, even when they feel like they are breaking. Every moment of pain, every tear, every sleepless night is a testament to your strength, your resilience. You are facing not just a toxic human being, but much darker forces that try to extinguish your light. And yet, you are still here, still fighting, still breathing. This is proof that your light is indomitable, that nothing can truly destroy you. They may try to break you, make you doubt, but your essence, your true strength, is unbreakable. Narcissists have a perverse ability to disguise themselves as victims. They reverse the roles, make you feel like the aggressor, the insensitive one, the guilty one. They cry, they beg, they do everything to manipulate you, to make you doubt your own perception. But this is just another mask. When they cry, it's not true regret. It's another attempt at control. They know that the chosen one has a good heart, that they care, and they use that against you. But don't be fooled. The true victim is you, who is trapped in this cruel cycle. The manipulation is so subtle that the chosen one begins to drift away from those who truly love them. Friends, family, everyone starts to become distant because the narcissist convinces you that they don't understand you, that they are the problem. And when you isolate yourself, when you start to believe that you are alone, that no one else cares, that's when they win, because you become more vulnerable, easier to control. But the truth is that the chosen one is not alone. There are people who love you, who want to help you. Don't let their darkness blind you to that. The narcissist is a master at keeping you stuck in the past. They make you remember the good times, the promises that were never fulfilled, the idealized future that will never happen, and you cling to those memories, to those hopes, as if they were the only real thing. But they are just illusions. The narcissist lives by creating false hopes, by keeping you trapped in an endless cycle of broken expectations, and the more you cling to this, the more they control you. Liberation begins when you let go, when you accept that the past cannot define who you are today. The journey to freedom is not linear, and they know it. Every step you take to pull away, to free yourself, is followed by a counterattack. They fill you with promises, excuses, vows of change, and the chosen one, with a pure heart, wants to believe, wants to give them one more chance. But that is part of the cycle. They will never change because they don't want to change. What they want is control, manipulation, the sense of power that comes from seeing you submissive. True change only happens when you decide that enough is enough, that you will no longer be swayed by these lies. The battle is internal, but it is also spiritual. It's not just about physically distancing yourself, about cutting contact. It's about breaking the invisible bonds, the emotional and spiritual ties that still bind you. This requires courage, strength, and an unwavering will to heal, to reconnect with your true essence, because the battle is not just against a person, but against forces that want to keep you in the darkness. And the only way to win is by reigniting your inner light. Their voice echoes in the minds of the chosen ones even when they are not present. You find yourself repeating cruel words they said, believing the lies they told you. And this keeps you trapped even after the relationship ends, because the real battlefield is your mind, your heart. They plant seeds of doubt, of fear, of guilt, which continue to grow even when you think you've already freed yourself. But these seeds can be uprooted, and the first step is to recognize that these voices are not yours, they are theirs. There are days when everything feels like a never-ending nightmare. You feel exhausted, discouraged, as if you were fighting against an invisible enemy who always seems to be one step ahead. But remember, you are not alone. There is a greater force that protects the chosen one, that guides you, that strengthens you. And no matter how dark the path seems, now there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You will make it. You've been through so much. You've faced so many battles. This is just another one. And like all the others, you will win. With every step you take towards freedom, you regain a piece of yourself. Every small victory, every small achievement is a reclamation of your soul, of your light, of your true self. Because deep down, you know who you are. They tried to erase you, to break you, but they couldn't. You are still here. And every time you stand up, every time you resist, every time you say no to them, you are rising, rebuilding yourself. And every piece you regain is a piece of your true power, of your true essence. The journey to complete liberation is not easy, but every battle one strengthens your soul. You remember the days when it felt like everything was falling apart, when the pain was so intense that breathing felt like a Herculean effort. But here you are, reading this, seeking answers, seeking strength. That is proof that despite everything, you still believe, still fight. You carry a resilience that no narcissist, no darkness can destroy. And every time you resist, every time you choose to stand up, you are in fact defeating not just the narcissist, but all the shadows that try to consume you. It takes courage to face the truth about who they are and what they did to you. Admitting that you were a victim of manipulation, of abuse, of control is not easy. Pride, fear, shame, all try to prevent you from looking at the open wound. But healing begins when you allow yourself to see, when you face the pain and say, yes, this happened to me and I am still here. Because by acknowledging the wound, you begin to reclaim your power. In every little victory, every act of courage from the chosen one is a cry of freedom, a breaking of the invisible chains they tried to place on you. You realize that the greatest challenge is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for not seeing it sooner, for believing the lies, for letting yourself be manipulated. But no, you are not to blame. You had no way of knowing that you were dealing with a master manipulator, someone who trained their whole life to break people. So stop blaming yourself. Chosen one, it's not your fault. True strength lies in forgiving yourself, in embracing yourself, and in allowing yourself to be human. You did the best you could with what you knew. And now, with what you know, you can do things differently. True forgiveness is not for them, but for you. It doesn't mean justifying what they did or minimizing the pain they caused. It means releasing the power that this pain has over you. Because as long as you carry this anger, this hatred, this bitterness, they still control you. Forgiveness is an act of liberation, an act of power. You are saying, I choose to be free. I choose not to carry this weight anymore. And by doing so, you open yourself up to healing, to peace, to reconnecting with your essence. Pain leaves deep, deep marks, but it also shapes the strength within you. Every scar, every painful memory is a testament to the survival of the chosen one, to your resilience. And over time, these scars turn into symbols of power, of overcoming. You begin to understand that you are not just the victim of a cruel story, but the hero who rose, who fought against the darkness and survived. Every mark, every healed wound is a reminder that despite everything, you won. You are still here, stronger, more aware, more alive than ever. Reconnecting with your spirituality is essential in this healing process. Whether through meditation, prayer, or contact with nature, it is crucial that you find ways to cleanse the negative energy, to restore your inner peace. Because in the end, the true battle is not against the narcissist, but against the energies they brought into your life. You need to purify yourself, strengthen yourself spiritually, so that you can rebuild your life from a solid, unbreakable foundation. And little by little, you will realize that you are stronger, more centered, more connected with who you truly are. You begin to realize that the narcissist no longer has power over you. Their words, which once hurt you so much, now seem distant, unreal. You remember the lies, the manipulations, but they no longer affect you because you have regained control of your mind, your heart, your soul. And that is the true triumph of the chosen one. They tried to destroy you, to break you, but all they managed to do was awaken a strength within you that even you didn't know you had. And now you are free to be who you are, to shine, to live the life you always wanted. The cycle of abuse you face does not define who you are. You are not the cruel words you heard, the doubts they made you feel, the lies they told you. You are much more than that. The chosen one is living proof that light can overcome darkness, that hope can arise even in the darkest moments. And every time you choose freedom, every time you choose truth, you are writing a new story. A story of strength, of resilience, of transformation. A story that serves as inspiration for all those who are still fighting. Remember, narcissists never attack the ordinary. They pursue what they cannot be. They chose you as a target because they sense the potential you carry, the light that emanates from you. But now, knowing this, you can turn the tables. The chosen one has the power to protect themselves, to heal, and to flourish again, brighter than ever. I would like to remind you again what I said at the beginning. If you watch this video again, you will better absorb the energy flowing towards you. But if you think it is enough, you should watch the other video that appears on the screen.